Alright everyone, this is Marcus. I'm recording Nicolai Howlett's top 4 Traptrix Artifacts deck.
Yeah.
He just recently got top 4 in the TCG Player Yu-Gi-Oh! Series Open event.
Yep.
And he's going to show us his deck profile.
Yeah. See, like you said, I played Traptrix hand Artifacts. I ended up placing 5-0-2, basically 5 wins, 0 losses, 2 draws. My matches were pretty well diverse. Round 1 was Bujins, I beat 2-1. Round 2, Water, I beat 2-1. Round 3, Water, beat 2-0. Round 4, went against Modoches, that's where I got the draw. Round 5, went against Dragons, I beat 2-0. Round 6, I went against Dark Worlds, I beat 2-0. And then round 7, I went against Hand Fire Fists, and I got another draw with that, placing 9th in Swiss. And then top 16, which was 7 rounds, top 16. I went against Water, I won and beat 2-1 in time. Then top 8, go against Water again, went against one in time against that because I had time in the top cut. Then top 4, I lost against Bujins in time. I literally had a play to make a basic comeback. I was off by 600 life points, and on his final turn, when I had a artifact red, I call him artifact Biagothith, I just call it artifact red, and artifact moral attack, artifact blue. Had both of them on board, and he dark hold and summoned a monster, and I couldn't top deck a fire hand to basically make the comeback. But yeah, here's the deck. I'll play 2 Traptrix Diona, which is basically the Breeze Dragon, Wolf Bark, the mass community of the deck. It triggers the Traptrix monster effect, and for her effect is that she sets a normal trap hole card, so you can get back your bottomless, get back the Traptrix Nightmares. Yeah, the 3 Mermellows, basically search for your Traptrix Nightmare, or search for the bottomless trap hole itself. And only 3-2 ratio for that. For the artifacts, I ran 2 artifact black, artifact scythe, 3 artifact blue, and 1 of artifact red. I only played 1 of him because he doesn't do anything other than facilitate when you have others, which doesn't really help the game state. What you're trying to do is trying to control the board and advance his game state. If anything, he controls the board and advances the game state. He literally holds the opponent back when they play soul charge. You stop him from making plays. This card literally single-handed, in my opinion, destroys dragons, which I was able to 2-0 win against Mythic Ruler Dragons. Then for the hands, I only played the 2-2 ratio, 2 ice, 2 fire. I was originally playing the 3-3, but it became way too cloggy, and I wanted to get I had to make room for the 2 maxis.
Were there any times you felt as if you could have used a third hand or ice or fire?
No. Every time I wish I felt like I should draw into it. It was very rarely, and at times if I would times open him, and I'm like, oh, it hurts, or open it 2 of those, and it's really stupid. So you play that part of dichotomy and that Gusta Emerald to cycle them through, and they only needed to just for helping gaining advantage when you're down a lot. And the 2 maxis just help your opponent from making push plays, because they don't know what you're playing essentially. So you help draw into answers, and the good players that when they know you're playing against decks, to beat it is basically explode and drop on the board. So when you try to make an explosion on the board, you give them a chance do you give me cards, or you're gonna stop right there. For the magics, I played 2 duality, keep consistency, 2 dichotomy to keep the cycle through because everything's a different type. Only 2 artifact ignition. Reason because I want my artifacts to be in the graveyard. I only run a 6 count, so I'd rather have targets for Sanctum than have targets for ignition really. And I also played the triple MSC.
Of course.
For the traps, I played the 1 of Bottomless, Compulse, Torrential, Solemn Warning, and a tech that when I was going against my friends from South Beach, Jose, Martin, Rich, and them, Justin Rios, they kept on destroying me with Mermails, and basically any deck would just explode. They told me to put this in because it's another Torrential Tribute. They soul charge, you have another you have an answer for it to clear the board up, and this card really came into a clutch a lot of times. Then for cards that basically when your opponent attacks you, I have double D prison. Those are mostly in for the hands because I knew everyone's gonna start playing hands. I want to have answer for hands, like instead of like hand attack hand. No. Then you have the Traptrix Nightmares. This card is really retarded. It's basically, in my opinion, a searchable black horn. Mermello, search for this. All right, now if you can go to Exciton Knight, I'm gonna stop it. Go into your one-on-one, I'm gonna stop it. Like this card is really good. Then double breakthrough skill because better than Phoenix Chain as long as artifacts are a deck. And then you had the triple Abyss Sphere. Card is the best. It was surprising enough. I had people blind MST me, and I don't understand their logic. Like you saw me Pod Duality, and I show you an artifact card. I'm gonna set cards in my end phase. Are you really gonna take that chance? And they still did it. It's exactly a 40 card deck too.
Very nice, very nice.
For the side deck.
Side deck.
Double DD Crow. Now, mostly my mindset was like, I thought everyone was gonna have money to buy the artifact stuff up. So I thought I was gonna be going through a lot of mirror matches. So mostly my side was mostly for mirror matches and Boujins and water. So 2 DD Crows for the Boujin artifact matchup and water. 2 Meteons. He answers to big board plays. So basically, I send everything back. He was really a lifesaver a lot. 1 Cycle Reader because he's for the Boujin artifact matchup really. That's why we played him. Dinah once again for big board plays, help against Ophion. Like yeah, if you make a big board against me, I wanted to stop it. And he's also good if you go against pure artifacts, they just can't summon anything. Then the 1 system down because I thought people were going to be playing Gears. I want to have an answer for it because I didn't really have that much answer for Geargas. Then double Zombie World, Boujin matchup, Dragons, D-Fissure. This card literally was my random card I threw in because I had 14 and I didn't know what to put in. This was originally a Wabaku and I was like, you know what? I need something to answer for Mermails. I literally went in the mindset, I hate Mermails, I need an answer for it. This actually came to the clutch a lot of times. I started against Boujins. Round 1, the guy, I go D-Fissure, Mermello, go. He goes Summon Yamato, end turn. I'm like, okay. Activate effect, I'm like, okay. He's like, oh, D-Fissure. I'm like, alright. Draw, make made a Maze Stroke, attack. He's like, okay. I'm like, alright, damage step? Sure. Damage calc? And he looks at his hands like, oh, I can't pitch Crane. I'm like, alright, yeah. And then against water, it helped me out a lot. I started against Badol Chase too, because I want to stop getting stuff in graveyard so they can't cycle that much. Dark Hole for basically big board plays. 1 Emptiness because that's all. I only have 1, and just in case like your opponent tries to make a big explosion play, you have this to stop it. Neo Sailing, same thing. You have a big board. I need to clear it up. Transmigration of Prophecy. This card was so good. Mermails, pitch for Megalo. Alright, cool. Send those guys back so you can't activate them because they finally made the ruling over in USA that the Atlanteans can't, if they're not in the graveyard to activate, they technically wasn't in the graveyard, so they can't be activated. You stop that against dragons, and even for my own stuff too. I was able to cycle in fire hands and ice hands back without even playing a dichotomy, so it worked out really good. For the extra, this guy, Kargarnic Anti-Luminescent Knight. This card is a super rare in the new set. This card literally is the best. You detach a material, anytime a card effect that activates that targets a card on the field, you can detach a material to change the target to another legal target. So this card, you opponent try to break through skill him or one of your cards, do it to something else. If they try to MSC one of your back rows, you can MSC one of their back rows, or something else that you want to get MSC'd. Literally anything that targets, and you can activate twice in the same turn too, and this card can be activated in damage step. Because the new problem solving card text, if it says it can't be activated during damage step, it'll say it itself. The 1 Dweller, which I wish I could play another one, but I still don't know what to take out for it. 1 Exciton, 1 Ragna, 0, 1 Emerald, 1 Diamond Dyer, 1 Maze Stroke, which will probably become another Dweller, I'm not sure yet. Cowboy, Volcasaurus for the Volcasaurus guy charger plays. Double 101.
Of course. Because
101 is just too good. Pallades, Tyrus, 1 Durandal because you only need 1. I've only made him like 2 times so the whole entire event, but every time I made him, it secured me the game because my opponent couldn't play a Dark Hole to clear my board up, couldn't make it on the next turn, or a Mirror Force when I'm making a push. And Guide Charger mostly for the Guide Charger Volcasaurus play, or on the uses Tyrus or Pleiades.
Alright.
So yeah, I ended up like go 5-0-2, 5 wins, 0 losses, 2 draws. The change that probably makes the deck, I'm still unsure. I haven't tested the mirror match. I didn't go against no mirror matches, and after watching YCS Philly, where everyone is gonna be now playing this deck, I gotta start making some changes and start playtesting really hard so I can handle the mirror match.
Word up. Alright, well, thank you for the deck profile.
Hold on, we got one quick shout out.
Oh, shout out?
Shout out to my channel, Sytano, SYTANO. Also to Florida TCG Movement. Also I'll look for them guys there. I'm part of their group too, so we also hold events down here in Florida. All over Florida, we hold giant card event, prize card events for YCS's, SJCs. So keep a lookout for us. Also give me a shout out to my boy Pun. Give me like the city advice to stick to what you know. Don't change anything, just go with your gut. To my boy Jose, Justin Rios, Martine, Rich for mopping me up and playtesting and made the changes for the deck that's needed. And everyone else that gave me love and support while I was in the top trying to play it out.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Howlett, and good job, and thank you for the deck profile.
No problem.
All right, you guys, this is Nicolai's deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.